Winning a world championship should rank right up there as one of the high points of a professional wrestler's career. And while the novelty of winning a world title might never get old, it's fair to say that sometimes the reign that follows can be a major come down. Because whether it was due to bad booking, burnout, or being unable to handle the pressure of the position they were put in, there have been cases of wrestlers holding a world title who didn't actually enjoy the experience. I'm Adam Pachisi from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are 10 wrestlers who disliked their own world title reigns. Join us. Number 10, Brock Lesnar and the WWE Championship. No wrestler in the history of the business had a rookie year quite like Brock Lesnar, who won the King of the Ring, became WWE Champion, and headlined WrestleMania, where he won his second WWE title, all within 12 months of debuting on WWE television. The next big thing was, by all accounts, on top of the world and signed a new, more lucrative long-term contract in July of 2003. By the time he won the WWE title for the third time that September, however, Lesnar was positively miserable. The small-town farm boy hated the extensive international travel and media commitments required of a top-level WWE star, hated being away from home, was masking the pain from numerous injuries with vodka and Vicodin, and was beginning to question the creative direction of his on-screen character. He didn't see where the money was in feuding and wrestling long-term mid-carder Hardcore Holly at the 2004 Royal Rumble, especially after programs with established headliners like Kurt Angle and The Undertaker. He also wasn't exactly happy to be dropping the WWE title to Eddie Guerrero, but at that point he was beyond burned out and didn't truly care if he had the title or not, since he quit the company just weeks later. Number 9, David Arquette and the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. And so we go from a Viking space lord who looked like he was bred for athletic excellence to a scrawny Hollywood actor. Don't you just love professional wrestling? Not that many fans loved it when WCW, in their infinite wisdom, booked David Arquette to win the World Heavyweight title on the April 26, 2000 edition of Thunder. The company was already circling the drain at this point, but many saw the stunt, designed to promote the film Ready to Rumble, which was dying a death at the box office, as one of the final nails in WCW's coffin. To be fair, it's not like the Scream star went out there and convincingly beat a top WCW talent. He hit a single move on Eric Bischoff during a tag match, don't ask, and then lost it 2 weeks later after a single defense against Tank Abbott. Still, Arquette, as a fan of the business and respectful of its history, was uncomfortable with the creative, and even today it upsets him that he may have played a part in WCW's demise. It bothered him so much that not only did he donate his WCW earnings to the families of Owen Hart, Brian Pillman, and Darren Drozdov, but later had a full-on indie run to show just how much he genuinely loved the sport. Number 8, Kevin Nash and the WWE Championship. After toiling in WCW for years as Master Blaster, Vinny Vegas, and Oz, a trio of Hall of Fame gimmicks I'm sure everyone will agree, Kevin Nash left the company for WWE and got his big break as Diesel, bodyguard of Shawn Michaels, in 1993. Big Daddy Cool emerged as a breakout star the following year, and in an event that would have seemed highly unlikely not too long prior, beat Bob Backlund in just 8 seconds at a Madison Square Garden house show to win WWE's grandest prize. His 358-day reign was one of the longest in WWE history, and there were highlights to be found in matches against the likes of Michaels and Bret Hart, but overall, Diesel's run on top is widely considered a major disappointment, hampered by rotten bouts with people like Sid, the British Bulldog, and King Mabel. Disappointing to WWE management, fans, and Nash himself, that is, as the 7-footer later admitted that while he didn't really have a clue what he was doing in the top spot, he resented the fact that the company never pushed him as the top guy, as evidenced by him not closing WrestleMania, while poor presentation ensured that Big Daddy Cool lost his cool and needed to turn heel after dropping the title to Bret. Number 7, Eddie Guerrero and the WWE Championship. When Eddie Guerrero was booked against WWE Champion Brock Lesnar at No Way Out 2004, few, if any, predicted that he would actually beat Brock to win the gold. But incredibly, that is exactly what happened, as a wrestler of Mexican descent, long considered far too small to headline in WWE, did the improbable and became the smallest world champion in WWE history to that point. Initially, things were grand, as Latino Heat was programmed teamed with Kurt Angle, leading to a rousing bout at WrestleMania 20. After Mania, however, the Olympic hero went in for yet another neck surgery, Lesnar quit to pursue the NFL, and Big Show joined Angle on the injured list. There was a serious dearth of heel challenges on SmackDown for Eddie to wrestle, and he felt the pressure to bring career tag team mid-carder Bradshaw up to his level. The first Guerrero vs JBL title match at Judgment Day sold out LA's Staples Center, but a general slump in the Blue Brand's ratings and live event business got to Eddie, and he began to crack under the strain. In fact, it was said that the exhausted Guerrero was actually relieved when WWE booked JBL to dethrone him at the Great American Bash, ending his one and only WWE title reign. Number 6, Goldberg and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The relationship between WWE and Goldberg was uneasy from the off, and it was readily obvious that the company wasn't exactly sure on how to best utilize the former WCW star. Despite some hiccups along the way, Goldberg remained popular and showed flashes of his old self, such as at SummerSlam 2003, where he tore through Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels, and Chris Jericho in the Elimination Chamber. That was really the moment to pull the trigger and have him win the World Heavyweight title, but Big Bill would have to wait another month before beating Triple H for the big gold belt at Unforgiven. Winning the title didn't exactly make Goldberg any happier, as he justifiably felt like his character was being mishandled by WWE Creative, who instructed him to sell for prolonged periods in matches that were much longer than the short, dynamic outings that had gotten him so over during the Monday Night Wars. Goldberg let his frustration be known after dropping the title back to the game at Armageddon, when he threw a fit and tore up the backstage area. Number 5, Kevin Owens and the WWE Universal Championship. The Universal title felt positively cursed soon after it was introduced to the world in the summer of 2016. First, fans booed the hell out of the design of the thing, then Finn Balor got injured while beating Seth Rollins to become the inaugural champ. A week after Balor vacated the belt, Kevin Owens became the second title holder by winning a 4-way on Monday Night Raw. KO's victory brought some much-needed stability to the new championship, which he held for a not inconsiderable 188 days before dropping it to Goldberg at Fastlane 2017. Though Owens had some decent matches during his reign and formed a winning partnership with Chris Jericho, the prizefighter later admitted that he was unable to enjoy any of it while it was happening. In interviews, Owens has talked about how he was never happy with what he was doing, always thinking of ways his matches, promos, and segments could be better while looking ahead to what he was doing the next week. He also noted that there were definitely things that he would have done differently creatively as far as storylines and matches go in what was his last world title reign to date. Number 4, Big E and the WWE Championship. Few world title wins in recent memory have had the feel-good factor that accompanied Big E cashing in his Money in the Bank contract on Bobby Lashley to win the WWE title on the September 13th, 2021 episode of Raw. Fans were chuffed for the ultra-charismatic and beloved New Day member who felt long overdue for a proper shot in the main event. Victories over Lashley, Drew McIntyre, and Austin Theory camouflaged the fact that Big E wasn't presented as the most dominant champion, including suffering 2 losses on the Raw a week after his cash-in. After 110 so-so days with the gold, Big E waved goodbye to his main event aspirations when Brock Lesnar took the belt from him in a 5-way at day 1. Worse still, despite Rollins, Lashley, and Owens being in the match, it was the champ who was pinned after eating an F5. A couple of months later, E, who was once again mired in the mid-card tag scene, lamented that his WWE title run wasn't longer, wasn't more dynamic, and that WWE didn't support his cause by how weakly they booked him. Alright, big man, you're allowed to be sour on this one. Number 3, CM Punk and the WWE World Heavyweight title. When CM Punk successfully cashed in his Money in the Bank contract on Edge on the June 30th, 2008 episode of Raw, he felt as though he had made it to the top of the industry. Sure, he had been ECW champion before that, but Punk and everybody else knew that that was very much the third brand. Now he was the champion of the flagship show, Raw, and was looking forward to all the big stars coming after him and his gold. Didn't work out that way, of course, as other feuds between John Cena and Batista and Shawn Michaels and Chris Jericho took the lion's share of TV times, while the straight-edge superstar found himself slap bang in the middle of the card, including at SummerSlam where he defended against JBL. In his WWE DVD biography, Best in the World, Punk spoke openly about how disappointed he was in being quasi-invisible at the time, despite being in possession of one of the company's top belts. He was also not shy in discussing how the manner in which he lost the title, being taken out by Legacy before a scheduled defense at Unforgiven, and then not even attempting to make it to the ring, just flat out sucked. Number 2, Chris Jericho and the WWE Undisputed Championship. Chris Jericho's first world title reign got off to one hell of a start as he beat The Rock and Steve Austin in the very same night to become the first ever undisputed champion. Y2J may have also beaten the Great One and Texas Rattlesnake in back-to-back pay-per-view outings, but Jericho was never positioned as the top guy on TV. The return of Triple H from injury and the reformation of the original lineup of the New World Order ensured that the undisputed champion just got lost in the shuffle. Feuding with the Cerebral Assassin in the run-up to WrestleMania 18, Jericho had to take a backseat to the domestic drama storyline unfolding between Hunter and Stephanie McMahon, the champ reduced to playing babysitter for the couple's dog Lucy. Jericho knew it wasn't good enough, later referring to his reign as terrible and noting that he immediately slid down the card after Triple H beat him for the title at Mania. It would be some 6.5 years before he got to hold another world championship. Number 1, Bret Hart and the WWE Championship. Bret Hart captured his 5th and final WWE Championship when he beat The Undertaker in the main event of SummerSlam 1997. Ordinarily, this would have made the Hitman top dog in WWE, but the finish of the match, with special referee Shawn Michaels accidentally costing the dead man the title, set up a ready-made main event feud between HBK and Taker, leaving Bret in limbo. At the next pay-per-view, In Your House Ground Zero, Hart defended against the Patriots, and a month later, at In Your House Bad Blood, he was stuck in a tag team flag match. At both shows, The Undertaker vs. Shawn Michaels headlined, while at the UK exclusive One Night Only, Bret's defense against the Phenom was put in the semi-main beneath Shawn's European title victory over the British Bulldog. Considering he had done some of the strongest work of his career during the pro-Canada anti-USA storyline that summer, the excellence of execution had a right to be miffed at being put on the back burner. Adding insult to, well, insult, Bret's reign came to a shameful end when he was screwed out of the title at Survivor Series. It's enough to make you want to punch Vince McMahon right in the eye, isn't it? Oh!